What's good, y'all? I'm gonna take y'all to the charts and show you how I shorted BTC USD, better known as Bitcoin. Let's go. So I'm here on the charts and I'm going to show you why I decided to sell Bitcoin when it's just been going up like crazy. If you've been paying attention to Bitcoin lately, there's been a lot of news around Bitcoin. There's been a lot of big news and there's been a lot of good news. So just recently, I think yesterday, there was some news that Goldman Sachs is offering Bitcoin and other digital assets to its wealthy clients or something like that to that nature. I don't really keep up with Bitcoin news, but it's all over the internet. When I see people posting it and putting it on social media and it's popping up in my YouTube browser, then I'm like, okay, that's news for Bitcoin. And what typically happens, if you notice, when you get good news and big news on the coin, it will shoot up to the upside. It will break out, big. So what usually happens after that, it will retrace. It will dip back down, and a lot of times it'll dip back down hard. So I want to take advantage of that by catching the retracement. I want to catch the retracement because it's lower risk. For the long term, it's good for buying, right? So if you're buying it, then you just want to let it sit, okay? I want to catch the retracement because you can make a lot of money with a low risk trade. When I heard the news and I saw it, so I just so happened to come to my chart and I was looking at this big candle right here, this one right here, this big green bull candle. So I saw the candle when it was about up to here. And then I saw it had a hard time of breaking its own high, okay? It couldn't break that high for nothing. So I said, you know what? Let me go back. Let me look at the different time charts. I'm going to look at my 4-hour. I'm going to look at my daily. And I'm going to see what we got. I'm going to look at my weekly. Weekly, we really ain't got nothing going on. I'm going to look at my 4-hour. Let me zoom out and show you guys something. A lot of this is going to look very confusing to you guys. But for those who know about support and resistance, which I don't typically trade it, but it still works, occasionally. So I noticed that it made a all-time high here. This is where the all-time high is, right? So if I click here and I go to here, you'll see that the price is here. So I'm going back to my 4-hour chart. It's at an all-time high right here. So when I saw that the price came up here, dipped down hard, made a lower high, dipped down again, and then right in this area right here, this was the key area. This was a strong area of resistance. And then when I saw it retested that level, came with this big strong candle and gave you the stop hunt, I knew it was going to drop, although it's pulling back up now. So what I decided to do, I sold right here. You see what this green line is? I put my stop loss right above that candle because it couldn't break the high for nothing. Okay? So what I did, I jumped in the trade and then I measured where my risk was, how many pips it was. It wasn't that many pips. And once I did that, once I measured how many pips it wasn't that many pips. It was about, Bitcoin moves a lot of pips. It was about 3,000 pips. And once I did that, I said, that's nothing for the coin. So I jumped in for the sale. I looked at it again. I said, man, you know what? I'm finna go for another one. So I sold again. I sold twice, right? So the amount that I was risking, the 300 pips, I got that quickly. You can see the market dip down instantly. I wasn't in that much drawdown. I got that and I took 2 positions. So I closed out the 300 pips. Closed out the 300 pips. Okay. When I closed out the 300 pips, now this one is a free trade. The trade that I'm currently in is a free trade. So even if the market decides to get real bullish, comes back up and hit my stop loss, it's still a free trade. Now, what I could do, I teach my students this. If you go visit investmentgenius.net, there's different ways you can manage your funds. There's also some other ways. I can move my stop loss down now. I can take a portion of profits. It's a lot of stuff that I can do because I am in the profit. I am in the money. I've already won one trade. I could leave my stop loss here and go for a bigger target because that's what I'm actually doing. I think it's going to pull back down here, but it may not, and I don't care. At the 49.022 range, 490, 22, 75 range. I believe it's going to pull back down to this price point. Okay, so if it doesn't, I don't really care. I just go to, you look at the coin, right? And you look at it. It hasn't had a red month, and I don't know how long. Okay, eventually it's going to be due for a red month. The last red month was here. Okay, September. In September. That was a while ago, man. Talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green months in a row, half a year. And the crazy thing about Bitcoin, I wish I could find this in my Telegram group. I was actually in Bitcoin about up in here. I want to say about, I think it was in June, July. I think it was in May. It was either in May or in June. I think I was in Bitcoin about here or up in here. I actually called this out to my group. And I told them that it was going to break the all-time high. I know this is old news. I told them it was going to get to this price point. But at this time, this was a lot of pips. I mean, this was a lot of pips. Look at that. This was a lot of money. So I rolled it up for quite some time. But what happened, I told the group, I said, look, I wish I can find it. Let me see, man. Let me see. Let me go to search. BTC USD. Buy now. When is this? Let me see, guys. Hold on. This, I can't find it, man. It was, I tried to look for it not too long ago, and I couldn't find when I sent out that signal. And I told the guys, I said, look, I'm not jumping out this trade until next year. And look where it is next year. Look how far it went. I think one of the guys in the group held it. I don't know what he's doing now. I haven't spoke to him, but I think he held it for a bit. So what I did, I ended up jumping out. I think it was around, I want to say probably up in here. It wasn't too far up. It didn't even reach the all-time high yet. But I mean the old all-time high. It didn't even reach that yet. But I jumped out because I lost a couple of trades that week, and I was up nice on the coin. So I said, just let me take my money. I just want to take my money and, close out on a good week. But yeah, man, this trading is powerful, man. Like, I just gave you guys some nuggets. Market's pulling back up. But like I said, it's a free trade. I could easily move my stop loss down or whatever the case may be to secure the funds, man. So I'll get with you guys in another video. Peace.